If I told you there's one mindset that's been used by history's greatest leaders and wealth builders to create long-lasting financial success, would you want to know what it is? Well, it's called Stoicism, and it's not just ancient wisdom. It's your ultimate strategy for building wealth that lasts. But what exactly makes Stoicism the secret ingredient that today's top investors and entrepreneurs swear by? We'll get there in a minute. And trust me, you'll want to stick around because the answer might just change your life forever. Now let's first clear something up. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or living without pleasure. That's a common misconception. The real Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, lived incredibly successful lives, rich in both wisdom and material wealth. Here's the thing. Stoicism is about mastering your emotions, so they never control you. Think about that. If emotions no longer dictated your financial decisions, how different would your bank account look right now? Maybe you've heard the phrase, buy low, sell high. But how many times have your emotions sabotaged that simple principle? You see, the Stoics understood this problem thousands of years ago. They knew our emotions, especially fear and greed, cloud our judgment and often lead us straight into financial disaster. That's why Stoicism provides a framework to separate rational thinking from emotional impulse. It teaches us to be disciplined, patient, and focused, which, unsurprisingly, are also the exact traits you'll find in the most successful investors of all time. Take Warren Buffett, for example. He didn't become one of the richest men in history by being impulsive or emotional. Buffett built his fortune on Stoic principles, even if he doesn't call them by that name. He's famously said that temperament is more important than intelligence when it comes to investing. And what's temperament, if not emotional control and clarity? But here's the twist. Understanding Stoicism intellectually isn't enough to build lasting wealth. You must apply it practically every single day. And guess what? I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in just a moment. Before we dive into the practical applications, let me share something that might shock you. Most people don't actually want lasting wealth. They chase quick riches, shortcuts, and instant gratification. And that's exactly why they never achieve true financial freedom. Stoicism teaches something entirely different. It values consistent, deliberate action over quick wins. This isn't sexy, I know, but that's precisely why it's powerful, because it works. Imagine having the resilience to remain calm and rational during market crashes or unexpected financial setbacks. Picture yourself confidently sticking to your investment strategy, unaffected by news headlines, social media, hype, or peer pressure. That's the kind of strength Stoicism gives you. And here's another critical Stoic lesson for wealth creation. Focus only on what you can control. You can't control the stock market, interest rates, or global politics. But you can control your habits, your reactions, and your decisions. Imagine the power that gives you, knowing exactly where to invest your time, energy, and resources. At this point, you might be wondering, how do I practically incorporate Stoicism into my financial life? Great question, and I'll give you precise, actionable steps soon. But first, let me introduce myself quickly. I'm Saul, and my mission is to bring ancient wisdom into your modern-day wealth journey. All right, let's get practical. The Stoics practiced daily reflection, which was the cornerstone of their success. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's wealthiest and most powerful men, kept a journal to constantly evaluate and refine his thoughts. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you sat down to carefully evaluate your financial decisions? If you're like most people, probably never. Yet doing just this one Stoic practice daily could drastically increase your net worth and stability. But there's a simple, structured way to do this daily reflection effectively, and that's exactly what I'm about to share with you. If you're serious about achieving lasting wealth, grab a pen and paper, because this next Stoic exercise could genuinely transform your financial future. Are you ready? Let's dive into the details now. Each evening, find 5 quiet minutes to reflect on your financial actions from the day. Open your journal or a simple notebook and ask yourself 3 powerful, Stoic-inspired questions. First, what financial decisions did I make today based purely on emotion? Maybe you impulsively bought something because it was on sale, or perhaps fear made you sell an investment prematurely. Identifying these emotional reactions is crucial because awareness is the first step toward mastery. Second, what financial choices today aligned perfectly with my long-term goals? Maybe you resisted an impulse buy, saved a little extra money, or invested thoughtfully after research. Celebrate these small victories. They're the building blocks of lasting wealth. And third, what will I do differently tomorrow to move closer to my financial goals? This is about action, specific, intentional steps that you'll take. Stoicism teaches that true wisdom comes from continuous improvement. So, write down clear, achievable financial actions you'll commit to the very next day. But here's the best part. Doing this simple 5-minute Stoic journaling exercise consistently not only sharpens your financial decision-making, but builds a habit of deliberate reflection. And that's the foundation of sustainable wealth. Imagine having absolute clarity about your financial life every single day. Imagine knowing precisely how to react to market changes or unexpected expenses. That's what Stoicism delivers, not quick riches, but enduring financial confidence and security. Now let's talk about the second pillar of Stoicism that directly creates lasting wealth: acceptance. This might sound counterintuitive, but accepting reality as it is, not as you wish it were, puts you firmly in control. Think about it. How many people waste precious energy complaining about the economy, taxes, or financial setbacks? Stoicism shows us that these external factors aren't within our control, and fixating on them only distracts us from making strategic financial moves. Instead, Stoicism teaches you to accept what's happening in the world without emotional turmoil. The key question becomes, given this reality, what's my next best move? When you master this Stoic attitude, every financial setback transforms into an opportunity to adjust, pivot, and grow stronger. Now let's be honest for a moment, this isn't easy. Accepting losses, market downturns, or unexpected expenses calmly takes practice. But imagine the power you'll have when setbacks no longer throw you off course. Instead, they fuel your growth and learning. Remember, wealth isn't about never facing setbacks. It's about responding wisely and strategically when you do. That's precisely why the wealthiest investors and entrepreneurs embrace Stoic philosophy. They've learned to thrive despite inevitable obstacles. But how can you realistically cultivate acceptance in your daily life? It's simpler than you might think. Each morning, repeat one fundamental Stoic mantra. I will focus only on what's within my control. Saying this aloud daily rewires your brain, priming you to stay calm and strategic, no matter what the day brings. Now let's uncover the third essential Stoic principle for lasting wealth: gratitude. Yes, gratitude. But here's the twist. Stoicism doesn't promote gratitude because it's merely nice. It's strategic. When you regularly practice gratitude, you counteract greed and dissatisfaction, the enemies of lasting wealth. Constantly wanting more without appreciating what you already have leads to reckless financial choices. But when you're grateful, you make better decisions because they're not fueled by desperation or envy. Each evening, right after your 5-minute Stoic financial reflection, take a moment to list 3 things you're genuinely grateful for financially. It could be as simple as the food on your table, the roof over your head, or the small savings you've built so far. The key is to actively acknowledge your progress, no matter how modest. Practicing strategic gratitude daily strengthens your emotional resilience and keeps you grounded, focused, and patient. And patience, as we've seen with investors like Buffett, is essential to accumulating lasting wealth. Let's quickly recap, reflecting daily on your financial decisions, accepting what you can't control, and cultivating strategic gratitude. These 3 Stoic practices form a powerful system for enduring wealth creation. But there's one final Stoic principle that ties all these together, and understanding it can dramatically accelerate your wealth journey. If you're serious about truly transforming your financial future, then this next insight is exactly what you've been waiting for. Let's dive deeper right now.